right, so welcome to week 4 of Stretch and Pray for the Lenten season. Last week we reflected on sacrifice and Jesus' ultimate sacrifice for us. Today we're going to reflect on what that sacrifice meant. So we're going to focus on renewal this evening. So we're going to start off with breathing. So I want you to sit up tall, whether you're in a chair or on the floor. Roll your shoulders back and down. And I just want you can put your hands on your belly if you want to or not. And I want you to just breathe deeply in through your nose and then out deeply through your mouth. And just keep breathing like that. You can have your eyes open or closed. If you want to make it a little deeper, put a little pause between your inhalation and your exhalation, and your exhalation can get a little deeper. Feel your belly expand as you inhale and deflate as you exhale. You shouldn't feel your shoulders moving at all, just your belly and your rib cage. And today I'm going to read the first section while you're breathing. And I took this from a devotion called God's Plan for Renewal. One of the best aspects of spending time alone with God is being renewed daily by His Word and presence. When we make space for God in our lives, He is faithful to renew and prepare us for all we will face out in the world. Scripture says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." That was from Lamentations. Where do you need renewal? How greatly do you need God's mercies in your life? Just take a few more breaths reflecting on that. Good, you can go ahead and open your eyes, and we will warm up the body a little bit before we go into the deeper stretches. So let's take the chin gently to the chest and bring it back up to neutral. Chin to chest and bring it back to neutral. Chin to chest, bring it back to neutral. One more time, chin to chest and bring it back up to neutral. Good, now let's turn the head gently to the right, bringing it center, gently to the left, bringing it center. And again, right and left. Let's do a couple more each side, right and left. One more time. Please mute yourself. And left, and bring it back to the center. Take the ear to the shoulder and bring it to center. Ear to shoulder and bring it to center. Ear to shoulder, bring it to center. Ear to shoulder, bring it to center. Let's do one more each side. Good. Gently bring the shoulders up and then gently let them come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Now inhale it up and then roll it back. Roll it back gently. Good. And now reverse that. Roll it forward. Good. One more. And release the shoulders down. Good. Reach it a little bit forward and then bring it down. Keeping the navel drawn in, just enough to support your spine. Breathe out as you reach. Feel that reach coming from your back, not just from your shoulder. One more each arm. Good. Now take that reach across, but to the front a little bit, as high as you're comfortable. Feeling that reach coming from the side of your back. Good. Now take that reach across. The gentle twist. Keep your hips and your bottom glued down. So just twisting from the waist up. One more time. And bring it to the center. Good. Take a flat back forward. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Inhale, flat. Exhale, roll it up. Good. Inhale, flat. Lead with the heart. Exhale, roll up from the tailbone. Good. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, roll it up. Good. Now gently circle around, keeping your bottom still on the floor or on the chair, keeping the shoulders out of it. Lead with your heart. Good. Bring it to the center and then go the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more. And bring it back to center. Good. Hands on the thighs. Just gently move your rib cage side to side above your hip. Pull the navel in. Keep the shoulders out of it. Good. And bring it back into the center. Good. If you are on the floor, you can go ahead and lay down on your back and bring your feet up in the air. If you're on the chair, you're going to take your leg out and in, like you're going over the stool. If you're on the ground, circling the knees away from each other. Seated in the chair, keep going over the stool and back. If you're laying down, switch the direction of the circle. Good, and release. Feet come to the floor. Lift up your knee and put it down. Lift up your knee and put it down, whether you're sitting in the chair or if you're on the ground like I am, lifting that knee up. Good. And feet are flat again. Now extend the leg and bend it and switch sides. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. And if you're seated on the chair, it's just coming straight out of your body. On the floor, it's going up toward the ceiling. Good. Now hold it extended. Roll the ankle. Switch the direction. Trying just to move that ankle. Keep the toes out of it. And now flex and bend at the ankle. Good. Spread the toes and release. Spread the toes and release. Spread the toes and release. One more time. Good. And release that foot down. Extend the other leg. Roll the ankle. And switch the direction. Point and flex. Again, keeping the toes relaxed. And now spread the toes and release. Spread the toes and release. Spread the toes and release. One more time. And release. Good. If you are laying down, you can come up to sitting. And let's just gently roll the wrists. And go the other way. Good. Take them up and down. Good. Now make a fist and keep going down and up. And now roll the wrists with the fist. And go the other way. Good. And now spread the fingers and squeeze, and spread the fingers and squeeze, spread the fingers and squeeze. One more time. And shake it out. All right, I'm going to read again, and then we're going to come up to standing, but I'm going to read first. God has an incredible plan for renewal in your life. He knows better than anyone the trials, circumstances, and people that wear you down. And He knows that you need time to be refreshed by Him. Often we seek rest and renewal from people and entertainment. Our friends, family, and entertainment can be great resources of fun and rest for sure, but the only consistent and true source of renewal we have is spending time with our Heavenly Father. Only He knows to the full extent what you need, and only He can give it to you. From Isaiah. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. All right, so we're going to stand up. And I will adjust my camera so you can see me. Hopefully you'll be able to see my whole. If you don't see my head a little, that's okay, as long as you see my body. All right, so I'm going to have the chair next to me. We did a stretch similar to this last week, but this one is going to be a little bit different. Now you can be behind and turn sideways. I'm going to be this way so that you can see me. All right, so I'm going to split my feet apart, and if you're staying on one side of the chair and then you're going to move to the other, then you're going to want the foot that's closer to the chair behind. I'm just going to stay on this side of the chair, so it's not going to matter. But I'm not split super far, okay? I want to be able to have my heels down. Look at your feet. Your heels should be right behind your toe. So your feet should look like they're in a straight line. Your back foot shouldn't look like this, and it shouldn't look like this. You want it in a nice straight line. And then stand up tall. You should immediately feel a stretch in that back calf. If it's too deep, scoot the back foot in a little bit more, okay? You want to feel a nice stretch, but it shouldn't hurt, okay? So we're going to just lift that back heel off the ground, and then we're going to put it back down. Lift the back heel. You're kind of shifting your weight forward and then back. Nothing else is moving, though. I'm just lifting that heel and lowering it down, and that's causing the rest of my body to move a little bit. Lift, and then press it down. Lift, and then press it down. I want you to focus more on the down than the up. Good. One more lift. Press it down and hold. And really push your energy into that back heel. Stay up nice and tall. Again, if it gets to be too intense, scoot that back foot in a little bit more. If you're not feeling it, make sure your feet are straight. You should feel this in the upper calf more. And just breathe here. Good. Now I'm going to scoot that foot in a little bit, and I'm going to bend that back knee, and I'm going to sit my weight back a little bit, hinging at the hip. And now you're going to feel that a little deeper in that calf and into the shin. And you can move that foot around until you feel the right stretch. I'm going to scoot it back a little bit. I took it a little bit too far forward. Now I'm feeling it better. So this is an Achilles tendon stretch and a shin stretch, both. Stay up tall in the chest, hinge at the hip, and just breathe. One more breath. Good. Come up taller. Scoot that foot in a little bit more and put your weight on that leg, this leg that's closer to the chair. And now I'm going to lift the toes of that front foot up and down. Lift the toes and put them down. And as you lift, like you're trying to pull those toes toward your shin, and then release. Pull them up and release it down. So now I want you to focus on the pull up. Breathe out as you pull up. Breathe out as you pull up. A couple more. And now we're going to hold it. Stretching into that shin and into the calf in a little bit different way, but it's more the shin. Breathe. The shin and the calves kind of get neglected sometimes. Good. Shake that out. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to switch feet. If you want to go to the other side of the chair or move the chair to the other side, I'm just going to keep the chair where it is. Push into that back heel again. Make sure your feet are nice and straight. Heel right behind the toes, like you're on two different tight ropes. Come up tall and push into that back heel. My back leg is straight, but it's not locked out. And my weight is more in that back leg. And just breathe for a second. And now we're going to lift that heel up and lower it down. Lift it up and lower it down. Lift it up. And again, focus more on the press back down. Lift it up. So this is a more active stretch right now. Keep that front foot down flat. One more. And now press into that heel and hold. And just breathe. One more breath. Good. Slide that foot in a little bit. Heel still right behind the toe. Bend the knee and shift your weight back into that back leg. Front leg stays straighter. And again, move that back foot around if closer or further away till you get that stretch into that Achilles tendon more and into that shin. You should be able to see your toes. I'm seeing most of my foot as well, but definitely my toes. Keep breathing. Let's take one more breath. Good. Come up tall. Scoot that foot in a little bit more and put your weight onto it, and then lift the front toes and put them down. Lift the front toes and put them down. Lift the front toes. Lift the front toes. Good. Now hold them lifted. Breathe. Really pull those toes up towards your shin. Good. One more. And shake it out. All right. I want you to move the chair in front of you. I'm going to be a little to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to read the third passage here. We live on the earth knowing one day our heavenly bodies will pass away, and we will at the same time be taken from this world to the next. But God's desire is that while you are here in this body, you would be renewed in your spirit every day. Though your body will grow weary, He desires to strengthen your spirit with the hope of an everlasting life with an all-loving God who cares for you. You can meet with God every day. You've been given the ability through the Spirit to rest in God's presence, to know His nearness and love. From 2 Corinthians. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. All right, so we are going to go into a lunge/warrior 2. Some of these stretches that we've been doing are based on yoga poses. So we're going to take the right foot out. I'm going to kind of put my weight centered here. And then the left foot, the toes are facing your chair. So facing out, facing the chair. And you want a nice wide stance here. As wide as you can. And you're going to bend the right knee and then straighten it up. And you want to try to keep your hips facing your chair. So don't let your hips gravitate to the side. Keep them to the chair. And if that bothers your knee, then you can scoot your foot up and go more on an angle forward. And that'll take some of the pressure off your knee if you've got bad knees. Otherwise, you can be, your heels are like in a line with each other. Okay, so adjust. Again, if it bothers your knee, take that foot forward more and go more on an angle. Otherwise, my heels are on the same line, like an imaginary line. And I'm going to bend and straighten. And as I bend, I'm stretching that inner thigh. Good, so I'm going to turn this into warrior 2. I'm going to just extend that arm and bring it back. Inhaling and exhaling. And because I'm focusing on the stretch, I am going to keep my hand on the chair. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more. And now we're going to hold it. And I'm going to take the arm out of it because I don't want to fatigue my arm. It's not about strength. It's about stretch right now. Keep the hips facing forward. And again, you should feel the stretch in that inner thigh. You're going to feel some work in this leg because it's holding you up, but the stretch is here. And just breathe. Good. Now, you can keep your hand on your thigh or you can hold on to the chair if you need more stability, because I'm going to take this arm overhead. So you can have the hand on the chair or on your thigh. Feel that lift from the rib cage, relax the shoulder, and I'm trying to get that arm over my ear, only if it feels okay to do. But then relax the shoulder down and breathe. Good. One more breath in. As you exhale, bring it back up. Good. And I'm going to turn my right toes toward my chair and my left toes out. Nice and tall. Now bend the left knee and come up tall. Keep the hips facing the chair. Again, if it hurts your knee, you can scoot that left foot forward more and go more on an angle forward rather than straight out to the side. I'm going to release the chair with the left arm. Keep holding on with the right. Bending and straightening. Inhale and exhale. Couple more. Good, now let's hold it bent, and you can relax that arm down, stay up tall, Breathe. Trying to have this right leg straight to get that inner thigh stretch. Good. Now you can either keep the hand on the thigh or move it to the chair, and we're going to take this arm up and over, lifting from the rib cage, but then relaxing the shoulder down out of the ear. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it up. Good. Walk the feet in. Give them a little shake out. And now I'm going to turn the chair toward me. Okay, I'm going to go on an angle so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to read one more time. So, how can we experience God's promised renewal? How do we rest in God's presence and allow Him to revive us? First, it starts with trusting that God will reveal His love to you when you meet with Him. When you ask Him to show you His love, He will. When you make space to encounter Him, He will fill you with His presence. Trust that God loves to meet with you and renew you. So much of being renewed by God is choosing to believe His word over our experience of what we feel is true. From Ephesians, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. All right, so I'm facing my seat. Now, if this is too low for you, you can always turn your chair around if you need to. I'm going to widen my feet out, and the wider that you go, the easier it's going to be to reach the chair, okay? So I'm just holding on to the seat. I'm just going to bend my knees and straighten them. So I'm not moving my arms, I'm just moving my legs. My elbows are bending a little bit as I go down. And then straightening. Bending, so I'm going into a squat and straightening. Bending and straightening. So we're going to be stretching into the hips. Good. One more. I'm going to hold this. Now, if you feel okay to go a little lower, you can put your forearms on the chair, only if that feels okay. If that's too deep, come up higher. Relax the shoulders and just breathe here. And if it's too intense to hold it still, you can just rock a little bit gently side to side if that feels better. Or just hold it in the middle, whatever feels better. Breathe deeply. We're not going to hold this one too long. This is a little more intense. Breathe. And you want to sit your weight back more into your heels rather than pushing it into your arms. Just one more breath. Good. Now I'm going to straighten up my legs. And going into a forward fold, a wide forward fold. So you can stay here, or if you can go all the way down, put your head on the chair. And again, the wider you have your legs, the easier it is to reach, because this is a wide. You won't have as far to go down if your legs are wider apart. But if that's too far, you can stay on your forearms. So you should feel this stretch down the backs of your legs. You want to deepen it a little bit, you can press your tailbone up toward the ceiling. And you'll feel a little deeper stretch into your glutes. One more breath. And exhale. Good. I'm going to bring my hands to the seat and I'm going to walk my feet in. I'm going to keep my knees soft. We're going to go into a cat-cow and then we'll go down to the floor or sitting in the chair again. So I'm going to go into a flat back. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to round up. I'm going to keep my hands on the chair the whole time. Inhale, flat back, lead with the heart. Exhale, round up from the tailbone. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round. One more time, we're going to hold the round. Inhale. Exhale, round. Chin to chest, shoulders down, navel's really pulled in, but keep breathing. Again, if this is too intense to hold still, you can rock a little bit forward and back. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, breathe. One more breath. As you exhale, bring your hands to your thighs and gently roll yourself up. And roll it out. Good, all right. You can either go back to sitting on the chair or sitting on the ground. Let your faith be stirred to encounter your Heavenly Father today. You can earnestly desire to meet with Him without any fear or reservation that you won't experience His renewal. Know that when you wake up every morning, God has a plan for the time you spend with Him and the ability to reveal it to you through the Holy Spirit. God earnestly desires to renew you. He longs to heal the wounded and dry places in your life. From 1 John. So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. All right. So if you're seated in the chair, I want you to just scoot a little bit forward so you've got some space. And we're just going to kind of let our arms swing side to side. Not too much movement, just you feel it in your waist and in your shoulders a little bit. Keep your navel drawn in to protect your spine and just keep breathing. Good, and now I'm going to hold it over to one side. Release the shoulders down. If you're on the chair, you can take that arm around the back of the chair. If it's a lower one, keep breathing. Now I'm going to twist that opposite arm away, shoulders down, breathe. Now you can keep the hand behind you if you're on the floor, or you can lift that one as well. Good, lower that hand down, and then we're going to bring the other arm across. And twist, shoulders down, breathe. Stay up nice and tall. So if you're on the floor, make sure you're on your fingertips so that you're not leaning back. And then open up that opposite arm away. And you can lift that arm above the floor if you want, or you can keep it down. Breathe. Really trying to open up the chest. And release that back to center and give the shoulders a little roll. All right, we're gonna go into some eagle arms. So I want you to take your arms out, cross the right arm over the left, right at the crook of the elbow, as far over as you can. Now there's 3 levels to the arms. You can give yourself a hug. You can take back of the hand to back of the hand, or you can take palm to palm. So do whichever arm feels better. You're gonna feel it opening up of your upper back, and you're gonna feel a shoulder stretch, especially the one that's crossed on top more. And now I want you to take your chin to your chest, open up that upper back and the back of the neck even more. Relax the shoulders down and breathe. Good, now lift the head back up. You're gonna uncross that, but keep the arm that's on top, bring that arm across, and then give it a hug. Relax the shoulder. So now we're mainly focusing on the shoulder. And let's bring the neck into it, so take the ear toward that shoulder. Release the opposite shoulder down. So you're getting the neck stretch on this side, the shoulder stretch on this side. Good. Make sure your chin is going toward the front of the room, not the ceiling. And now I'm going to drop my chin more, my cheek more into my shoulder, just to stretch my neck a little bit differently. Good, and lift that up. Roll that arm out. All right, we're gonna cross the left arm over now. And again, you can give yourself a hug, back of the hand to back of the hand, or palm to palm. Relax the shoulders down. And then you can bring your chin to your chest again. Want this to feel good. If it's bothering you at all, go ahead and give yourself a hug instead. I know shoulders can be tricky if you've had any kind of issues with the shoulders. Lift the head up. Undo the hands and then keep that arm coming across and then give it a hug. Shoulders relax down, breathe. And then take the ear toward that shoulder. Again, keep the nose and the chin facing forward. Relax the shoulders down, breathe. And now gently turn the cheek toward the shoulder. Keep breathing. Head back up to neutral and roll that shoulder. Good. Let's finish quickly with our wrists. Pull down gently, pull it back. Keep breathing. And now I'm going to go into the fingers one at a time. Thumb comes behind to support that first part of the finger. You're stretching where the finger meets the hand, that first joint. And I have my thumb gently cradling to support it so you don't crack your knuckles, hopefully. And then the thumb pulls back. Flip it over, pull the knuckles as you press the top of the hand forward. Good, shake that out. Other hand, palm up and then fingers down. Gently pull back as you press the base of the palm forward. Make sure you're grabbing some of the base of the palm along with the fingers, not the fingertips only. Good, and now one finger at a time. Just making your way down the hand. And stretching the thumb. Flip it over, pull it back as you press forward. And shake it out. Good. Hands to your lap, or you can take it to your belly. I want you to breathe again. Nice big breaths in and out. As you breathe, I'm going to read the last passage. May the prayer of your heart today be like David's in Psalm 63. Oh God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you, my flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. So I have looked upon you in the sanctuary, beholding your power and glory. Because your steadfast love is better than life, my lips will praise you. Just as David looked upon the Lord in his sanctuary, you can see God daily. Just as he beheld God's power, glory, and love, you can experience God. May you be renewed today as you step out into the world, and may God's strength be your source as you seek to live in light of his glorious nearness. As your eyes closed, you can go ahead and open them. Let's finish with a few really big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath. And exhale. Very nice. Have a great rest of your evening, and hopefully I will see you next week for our last class.